Mastering Animation Tools in Arttista, Part 2, Timeline Exercise. For this ball, we will select it entirely and create 3 keyframes on the timeline. In the middle keyframe, we will select the ball and move it upward as a whole. Finally, press F2 to interpolate the selected objects, in this case the ball. Notice that now the ball bounces on the ground, moving up and down. In part 2 of this exercise, we will squash and stretch the ball. To do this, we will change the ball's shape when it is at the top and when it is on the ground. And we will also change the interpolation type. On the small dot above the first keyframe, we will click and change the type by selecting the option that indicates the interpolation will start linear and end by slowing down the movement. On the second keyframe, we select the option that starts accelerating and ends linear. Finally, with the entire ball selected, press F2 to interpolate. Notice that now, when the ball reaches the top, its speed decreases, remains slow when it starts falling, and then accelerates toward the ground. Now, we will replicate this movement several times to create a longer animation. In the previous video, we saw that we can select a range of frames on the timeline by holding Control, and after that, by holding Alt on the first selected frame. We can drag and copy that range of frames to another position. We will do this several times, moving further each time. At the end, to make sure everything is correct, we press F2 to ensure all interpolation is properly applied. And this is how our animation looks so far. In this third exercise, we will change the shape of the ball while it is on the ground and in the air. We create a new keyframe further ahead and, in it, change the ball's shape to something flatter. We make the necessary adjustments, allowing the squash to slightly push the ball outward to sides. Now, we will restore the ball, bringing it back to its original shape. To avoid rework, we will copy one of the ball's frames and paste it further ahead. To do this, select a single frame, hold Alt, click the frame, and drag it forward. This will duplicate that frame for all selected objects, in this case, the ball. Finally, press F2 to interpolate everything. Now, on the frame where the ball reaches its maximum height, we will stretch it to represent a smoother motion. And of course, press F2 to interpolate. And this is what we have so far. This range of frames, which starts with the ball at the top and goes until the ball is back to its normal shape, but still on the ground, can be looped. So we will repeat the same procedure we used earlier to create the loop. We finish by pressing F2 to interpolate everything, and this is the result. Our final exercise with the ball will also animate the ball's inner lines to give the impression that it is spinning around itself as it bounces. In this keyframe here, we will select only the ball's inner lines and move them upward. In this other keyframe, we will move them completely outside the ball. At the end, we apply interpolation by pressing F2. We will make as many adjustments as possible to give the impression that the ball is spinning around itself. For this, the line should continue moving upward. Now, we will create a keyframe immediately after this one, so that at this moment, the lines start immediately below the ball. At the end, we interpolate with F2. Notice that in this keyframe, the lines are still above the ball, and immediately in the next keyframe, they are completely below. We will adjust the ball's lines in the other keyframes, so that it appears the ball has completed a full rotation around itself. At the end, we always interpolate with F2. With the entire ball selected, we will select this portion of the animation, copy and paste it several times as we did in the previous exercises. After one final interpolation, this is our final result.